There are different reasons why you don't trust yourself. And the main reason is that at some point you betrayed yourself over and over and over again. And after countless times of self-betrayal, you don't trust yourself anymore. You lost trust in yourself, which makes sense. So there is another video that I made about how to trust yourself, how to develop this ability to listen to that inner voice, to trust, to have faith in yourself. Here, I'm really focusing on how to heal your relationship with yourself, how to heal your self-trust, because there are different ways to trust yourself, and one of them is to heal your relationship with yourself, because there is a wound in the first place that is blocking you from trusting yourself. So let's start the video. One thing that too many people don't understand, and probably you too, is that there is an actual relationship between you and you. Yes, there is a relationship between you and you. You know, when I was a teenager, which is the period of my life where I hurt myself the most, I hurt myself physically, I hurt myself emotionally. I inflicted relationships and situations to myself that I was not aligned with, that were poisoning to my mental health. I was punishing myself a lot and blaming myself a lot, consciously and unconsciously. It took me years to understand really what exactly was going on in my head at that time, and with the distance, I could heal this relationship. But getting back to that version of me, I would physically hurt myself. Every time I was really feeling down, I was feeling abandoned, hurt, I would actually hurt myself. I would blame myself a lot. I would put myself in unsafe situations. So now I'm gonna ask you this. Would you trust a person like this? Would you? What would you think of that person? Well, it's very simple. I was terrified of myself. I was inconsistent. I was making me feel unsafe, and I actually hurt me. You know, we don't realize how deep it is until we truly address it. And one exercise that I like to do, and that I advise you to do too, is to really picture yourself as an outside person standing in front of you. And as I was saying before, you actually have a relationship going on between you and you. And I basically hurt me. Okay, I hurt me physically. When I was hurt, I was very inconsistent in my behavior, and I was not even self-aware of what I was doing. I had no idea what I was even doing. I was not even realizing how bad what I was doing was. How can you trust a person like that? Will you hang out with a person like that? A person that could hurt you anytime when they feel hurt? A person that blames you all the time when they feel unsure of themselves? They immediately blame you all the time. You feel unsafe with them. You feel judged all the time. I just developed a strong inability to trust myself. I just thought, whoa, that girl cannot be trusted. She's inconsistent. She's scary. I can trust a person like that. This is a bit of a schizophrenic situation, but this is so eye-opening to realize how you're actually behaving with yourself, and you not trusting yourself makes perfect sense if you have been betraying yourself over and over and over again over the years. So as you can guess, in order to heal that relationship with yourself, and so your ability to trust yourself, you actually have to go out there to have this big talk with yourself about the stuff that you did that weren't right for you, about the pain that you inflicted to yourself. You have to have this big conversation just like you would have it with a friend, family members. You have to actually do that with you too. And it's serious. Doing that changed my life. So on one hand, you have the version of you that actually behaved so recklessly, that betrayed themselves so many times, that has to actually apologize and truly mean it. And on the other hand, you have your true self that has to welcome this apology and accept it. It's repair. It's rebuilding something from scratch. It can be intense and triggering to do that because a lot of memories are going to come up. But you have to actually be accountable for the behaviors that you had with yourself. And on the other hand, you have to be willing to accept these apologies. And it's a commitment. You have to commit to actually change and become a trustworthy person. One thing that's very powerful and useful is to write yourself a letter, and you can even answer the letter back to yourself. To make it very efficient and to make it work truly, you have to actually connect to the version or the versions of you that you know betrayed themselves, were very hard on themselves. Personally, I know that it was many versions of me. I know that when I healed my relationship with myself, my trust, my ability to trust myself, I had to visit my inner child, my inner teen, and my early 20s version of me. The three main versions of me that I had to talk to, with whom I had very hard relationship with. But my inner teen was really the harshest talk I had, because the pain at this period of my life was so intense, and because I was so much younger and inexperienced and not self-aware at all, I really hurt myself big time. And so there was a lot of guilt, and on the other hand, a lot of resentment. As I was saying before, it can be a bit schizophrenic, but this is an excellent work to do. You have to actually meet your versions of yourself and talk with them. And so when you write the letter, if you decide to write a letter, you can actually connect with the version of you that you want to connect with, and you give them the space to write the letter. Give them the mic, you give them the pen, you give them the keypad, whatever it is, and you let them express themselves. You let them apologize in their own words. It is extremely powerful because you're actually going to release a lot of energy, all the energy associated to the pain of that period of your life. So it's about letting them express themselves, express to you why they behaved the way they did, and apologize. It was so intense for me, especially for my inner teen, because I'm gonna say it really felt like I was reading the letter of another person, and it was very intense. Obviously I cried so much, but it felt weird because I'm actually the one who wrote the letter, but I could feel that I gave the space to that version of me to write the letter. I don't know if I'm making sense right now, because when I read it, it really was another person speaking, and she really explained to me why she behaved the way she did and the hurt she was going through, and she didn't know how to handle all this, and that's why she blamed herself, she blamed me. This is not a reason to blame anybody for your own pain, and she shouldn't have hurt me, and she's so sorry. It was so deep. I'm even gonna stop because I'm getting emotional right now, but doing that is excellent. This is one way to connect with past versions of you, through letters. There are other ways. By the way, let me know if you would be interested in knowing how to connect with versions of you. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, writing letters is a great connection point to address past trauma and connect with your past versions. Apart from that, it's not all you have to do. You have to actually commit to change from now on. You have to actually be serious about the fact that you are done hurting yourself. You are done betraying yourself. You are done not listening to yourself. And that's not always easy, but you have to commit to doing that. You can go through setting boundaries with yourself and respect them. You know you get drained and exhausted when you put yourself in this or that situation, then you stop doing that. You know where to stop, and you actually commit to respecting yourself. You start speaking up for yourself. You start setting boundaries with people. So you stop being resentful. You start listening to yourself and paying attention to how you react when you're uncomfortable. For example, when you're angry, how do you react? Do you have a tendency to blame yourself immediately? Do you have a tendency to immediately want to hurt yourself? Pay attention to that and start setting boundaries with yourself as well. Start being self-aware of when you're blaming yourself instead of just accepting things as they are, and stop thinking that everything's your fault. It's about committing to getting to know yourself, allowing yourself to show you who they are, and accept it, whatever it is that you discover, whatever information that you discover, because it's you. And accept yourself. Not accepting yourself also results in a lot of resentment and a lack of self-trust, obviously. So it's really in the end about loving yourself, but treating yourself right. And you have to be consistent in doing that. You are actually rebuilding a relationship with someone, just like, with a friend, a partner. This is a repair. So you are now committing to paying attention to what exactly was wrong, what made you not trust yourself, and stop doing these things. It can be challenging sometimes, but it's your responsibility to do that. In the end, it's really about honoring your needs as a person. So I know it can be exhausting sometimes, especially if you're a recovering people pleaser. It's not easy every day. Sometimes you just want to say nothing, or you just want to let people think what they want to think. You don't want to start setting boundaries because it would be so much easier. If you say something, they're going to start getting carried away and it's going to take proportions. You just want your peace of mind. But starting to commit to set boundaries with people no matter how they react. For example, after 1 time, 2 times, 3 times saying no, accepting the discomfort that comes with it, the reaction that comes with it, you keep setting your boundaries, you keep saying no, something is going to start happening within you. It's a weird feeling that's unexplainable, that's really weirdly relieving and so satisfying. It's like magic, and this feeling is self-love. It's you finally respecting yourself, and it's a feeling of gratitude from your true self saying, yes, I feel taken care of. Yes, I love it. And this feeling is priceless. And by feeling that way, you're going to start leaning into way more, into feeling like, okay, I feel like I can trust this person. They are reliable. They know what they're doing. I can trust them. And now you're going to start being able to listen to that voice that is telling you to do stuff that knows. Healing your relationship with yourself is an absolute must in this life to get anything you want. Success of any form, creativity, money, reaching any type of goals. You have to actually entirely be aligned with yourself, and in order to do that, you need to heal your relationship with yourself. You need to be your best friend. You need to be the person that you trust the most in this world. You can't not trust yourself. You are the only reliable person in this planet. So you have to be able to rely on you and your judgment. So I truly hope it helps. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And if you want to know more about the things that you can do to lean in more and to start trusting yourself, you can have a look at my other video, How to Trust Yourself. If you enjoyed this type of content, please like and subscribe. This would help me a lot. And I truly appreciate you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.